so amazing about libertarians is that we recognize that these rights are human. This isn't about us being Americans. This isn't about us being one class or another. This is about us having rights that are inalienable, that no other human and no other group of humans can violate. And it seems like that's not something that people have in their gut anymore, that it's not okay to be violated. It's not okay to let somebody steal from you and then just go about your business. These wrongs need to be righted, and that is what we are doing here with these candidates running for office, and it's so great to see. You know, John Jay is right. We are not extreme. We are not radical. We are the only ones bringing rational, thought-out, compassionate arguments to the table. And, you know, this isn't just about, you know, politics. This is about peace. This is about bringing forth a peaceful society that acknowledges these human rights and appreciates them. We have a lot of issues that we're facing. I know that John Jay talks a lot about foreign policy, which is what I love most about his campaign, being solid on these libertarian ideas and making sure that we get rid of the U.S. empire, first of all, and then rein in military spending to something that's reasonable and to sustain ourselves for defense. And that's what I really like about that. But we also have domestic policy that is not peaceful. We have, you know, we have local law enforcement being trained with military. We have local law enforcement starting to look at peace-loving, liberty-loving people as domestic terrorists, potentially. That scares the crap out of me. And it's going to take people like me and you standing up to it to stop it from happening, because they put people in concentration camps before in the last 100 years in this country. And that's something that we should take very seriously and start putting an end to it before it really starts, and start speaking truth, start speaking from our hearts more than anything. We get into these really impassioned political arguments, and I think one of the most important things is for us to remember what we're fighting for. This is for our children. This is for ourselves. This is for human rights. This is a very compassionate movement, and if we lead with that, it's very hard for people to butt heads with us. And so I want to empower all of you to speak from your hearts when you're talking about these political issues. I look at the movement as having two different arms. We have one arm, and I think this might be the most important, where we just live freely. You educate your children to live freely. You start educating your neighbors. You start growing food. You start a business in the black market, God forbid, and not pay the government any of their taxes so they can continue violating you. I love that part of the movement. I think that's important, but I also appreciate political activism. And with political activism, there's guerrilla activism, which I think a lot of you guys know me for, which is a lot of fun, and it gets it in their faces what they're doing, just how awful what they're doing is, and documenting it that way. I think that is incredibly important, but another part of that is electoral politics, and getting candidates out there that are running and speaking the message and getting it out there for people. Yeah! And that is why I'm grateful for each and every one of the candidates here. We have quite a few candidates here today. We have Betsy Dewey running for U.S. Congress. Pat, I'm going to run through them. I'm going to run through them quickly, and we'll just give a big old applause for all of them at the end, because there's a lot of them, which is incredible. Pat Dixon, Travis County Commissioner. Joe Edgar, Texas House. Nick Tanner, Texas House. John J. Myers, U.S. Senate. Andy Fernandez, he's running for Texas House. Clark Patterson, U.S. Congress. Raul Camacho, Travis County. And Ryan Dixon running for Texas Senate. And, of course, we have Gary Johnson running for president. An incredible lineup of candidates. In Texas, we have over 100 libertarian candidates on the ballot. That means that every Texan will be able to vote for at least 6 libertarians on their ballot. That is something to be proud of. John Jay talked about was about the roots, the grassroots, and how we need to build this movement from the bottom up, and that's exactly how we have to do it, and that's what this is all about. This is about building relationships, strengthening our local organizations, and getting out there and supporting the candidates out there. Going to the forums. I want to see all of you guys at the forums that Joe Edgar's participating in, going and supporting them so that your neighbors know that it's not just this crazy libertarian guy that managed to get on the ballot. This is me. This represents me. I want you to rein in on spending. I do not want a police state implemented in Texas. I want things that are rational and real, and for people to stop stealing from me, damn it. Yeah. They need to hear from you. And I hope that you will continue to stay involved. I work for the Libertarian Party of Texas for 2.5 years now, and I've never seen this influx in people being interested in the Libertarian Party. The political climate, I don't think has ever been more right than it is right now for libertarians to run for office, to win, and for us to get this country back on track. Thank you for being here, and Joe Edgar is up next.
Until Heather calls you on the phone. She wants you to volunteer for it. She has so much energy, I now scan her calls.